Turkey, in my opinion, I'm just gonna go out here and say it, it's not even top 5 as far as Thanksgiving foods go.
What it do, gang? Sorry I forgot to film an intro. Here we are. Thanksgiving is over, but that means it's my favorite time of the year. No, it's not Christmas, it's leftover season. Today we're gonna take a look at a way we can get a little crafty with some things we have laying around the house to make that leftover season even better. Let's get it.
Now, the purpose of this video was to use just leftover stuff randomly around the house, not to go out and buy anything. And because that, my ingredients don't match. Like, I only have probably less than a half cup of flour. So instead, we're gonna supplement it with the gluten-free flour. I don't know if you're supposed to mix the two. I'm not a chef, but we'll see how it works. The recipe that I got, I found it just a pie crust recipe on some mommy blogger on the internet. So we're gonna follow that. Hopefully it makes enough dough. If it doesn't, we can just repeat it. So first step is 2.5 cups of flour. One tablespoon of sugar. Okay, there we go. Sometimes you gotta just do it. Just pull the trigger on it. We'll make a little bit of a mess, but we can clean it up. Now this butter was, by this recipe, was supposed to be chilled. I don't know why the chilledness matters, but we stick to the recipe, we follow instructions, and we do what we're told. So now all of our dry ingredients are here, and we're just gonna, I guess, mix it up together. Okay, I'm quickly starting to realize that cold butter and frozen butter are not the same, because I feel like this is like way too hard to press. Like it shouldn't be this difficult. The dry ingredients are mixed. Now we're taking our cold ingredients, or our liquid ingredients. The recipe calls for a half a cup of ice water. So now our cold butter is gonna now get even colder, but it's okay. Right here I have a cup, so I'm gonna pour in half of it. Trick, if you want to make sure that you get the levels right, is you got to get an eye level with the line. I learned this in 7th grade home economics. Shout out Miss Berry. Actually, not shout out Miss Berry. She spent most of the time writing me up. I spent more time in the principal's office than I did in her class. So scratch that. I think the proper utensil for this, yeah, definitely not a whisk. Okay, the whisk wasn't a good idea, but we got the wooden spoon. Right now this looks more like pellets than it does like pie dough, but we're just gonna keep mixing and hopefully things loosen up. Just before anybody asks me the question why I'm wearing a hoodie when I'm cooking in the kitchen, and I couldn't be bothered to get dressed for that, so I said let's just do it in the PJs. I got my hood up because I haven't done my hair, and I don't want to hear any jokes about how nappy and how ratchet my hair looks, so we're gonna keep the hood up. Quarantine trick, if you haven't seen my video on quarantine haircuts and my worst haircuts, I'll just give you a spoiler alert. You can fix any haircut with a hat. Bad haircut, haven't brushed your hair, you can fix it with a hat. So that's what we're doing here. We're fixing it with the hat. Okay, we had to lose that spoon. It wasn't doing anything for us. If you want anything done, you gotta do it with your hands. You gotta do it yourself. My inclination when I was using that spoon was like, hey, this isn't mixing very well. Maybe I need more water. It wasn't the case. I just needed to break up the butter and help mix it better. And it just goes better with your hands. This might not be like the official way to do it, but we're just cooking. We're just having fun. Alright, so I'm starting to believe that using the gluten-free flour was not the play, because this dough has not gotten non-sticky. Take a look at this, pan down, yeah, check. So I think it's still gonna work for what we want, because as long as the meat is good, as long as the, the real As long as what goes in the pie is good, I think the pie crust doesn't matter too much. But I'm not a pastry chef, so don't at me. Let's take a look at what we're gonna put in. So we're gonna put my favorite Thanksgiving things into this pie, just to see what flavors maybe work together best. We'll mix it up. We'll add a little bit of this and a little bit of that. The pies, obviously, they're not big enough to throw everything in, so we'll sample and pick different things, and hopefully we'll see which one's the best fit going forward. Look at me. You guys are sleeping on the collard greens. I got in my DMs all over Instagram the other day, people saying collard greens is not top 5 for Thanksgiving dishes, and you're asleep. Take a look at this. These collard greens soaked overnight, cooked twice with a smoked turkey leg on the inside. This cannot be slept on, okay? Don't sleep. Turkey, in my opinion, I'm just gonna go out here and say it, it's not even top 5 as far as Thanksgiving foods go. If you didn't have any meat, if you left the turkey and the ham at home on Thanksgiving, I wouldn't even miss it. No particular order, candied yams, collard greens, dressing or stuffing, however you call it. I'm not a purist. Macaroni and cheese. Shoot, I'd even throw pie, any kind of pie, apple, pecan, pumpkin, any kind of pie over the turkey. And I'm not even a desserts guy. All right, it was it was a struggle. The dough, I think, when I said that it only matters what goes in the pie, not the dough, I was lying. The dough matters a lot. Take a look at this. This is our finished product. You see how sticky it is? I'm hopeful. So we're gonna put these things in the oven, and that's it. Okay, so I don't know if you heard my stomach growling the whole time we were shooting that, but I'm hungry. I haven't eaten anything all day. I did skip breakfast and halfway through lunch to get some sneakers online, and your boy got the dub, so there's that. But now we're gonna have some food while we're waiting on the pies. I mentioned my top 5 as far as Thanksgiving foods. I want you guys, feel free, if you disagree with me or if you have any alternate views, put it in the comments below. Let me know what your top 5 Thanksgiving foods are, but I think it's gonna be tough to beat this. Now, the plating of this, 1, it's elite, but 2, I gotta highlight something. This right here, this chow chow, shout out to Uncle Billy for putting us on. This is the GOAT. You pair the chow chow with the collard greens, it's over. They turned brown like I wanted them to. I'll blame it on the gluten-free flour. But like everything in life, like my mother keeps telling me, it's not about the outward appearance, it's about what's on the inside. Only thing left to do is eat. You seen Wolf of Wall Street. Shout out to Matthew McConaughey. So the pie was good. The leftover flavors were a little bit overpowered by the dough. So look, everything I said at the beginning about the pie crust not mattering, it matters. It matters. Which makes me think, is my mom lying to me? Does it really matter what you look like on the outside? That would explain a lot. Okay, so this was just one example of, I guess, a Thanksgiving leftover recipe. If you want to let me know in the comments what you think of this recipe, if you're gonna give it a try, or if you want to make a little plug for a Thanksgiving leftover recipe that you have, feel free to do so. If you like this video, make sure you let me know in the comments or hit that like button. If not, keep your comments to yourself. If you have nothing good to say, don't say anything at all. Okay, but in all seriousness, thanks for watching. I don't know when I'm going to make another video, but until then, I'll see you next time.